I'm Paul, and I'm here to help debunk some myths about how employers are using AI in their recruitment processes for graduates and students. I'm the Partnerships Director at Bright Network, so I work with hundreds of our employers in the UK and globally. So hopefully I'm in a really good place to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what employers are actually doing. So we get asked a lot every day about whether employers are using AI to screen candidates for their applications to their graduate internship opportunities. And actually, although generally people think they are, they're really not. AI usage for screening applications isn't really here yet. Employers are still watching interviews and reading CVs and applications just like they used to. So employers aren't using AI to screen or assess applicants yet because the technology just isn't quite established enough. There's a lot of fear around the bias that using AI in assessments could propagate, and also that it's fair and consistent enough across different applicants and the type of questions that students may answer. If you're worried that it's a machine rejecting your applications, it's probably not. Employers are still using humans to select and assess candidates. If you do find you are being rejected at the first hurdle for jobs you're applying to, I suggest probably looking more closely at the eligibility criteria for the jobs, because it's more likely that, unfortunately, for whatever reason, you're not meeting those basic criteria, as opposed to not having the skills or background that the employers are hopefully looking to assess. So an ATS, if you've come across that term before, it stands for applicant tracking system. These are the tools that companies will use to record applications and application information and kind of process people through their recruitment process. So ATSs generally don't actually screen your application itself. They're just used by recruiters to actually just manage the process and manage your application. They may have automated kind of kick-out questions or rejection questions, but that's more likely to be based on your basic information, like if you're available to start a graduate role in September, for example, not actually if you're a strong enough candidate for the position. So applicant tracking systems do generally use AI, especially the more established and bigger ones that you may come across, but they're using AI more for things like interview scheduling or to help recruiters write emails to send to applicants during a process. They're not generally using AI to actually assess and select the best candidates for a job. Common ATSs you may come across, if you are interested to research them a bit more, are platforms like Workday, Greenhouse, Zapier, and Smart Recruiters. Do employers know if you've used AI in your application? The answer to that is maybe. It depends how you're using AI in your application. So if you've used AI to help reformat your CV, for example, then no, recruiters won't know and ATSs won't be aware of that kind of thing at all. Where they will know if you've used AI in your application or your interview prep is if you're kind of asking AI to give you answers to application questions or interview questions, and then you're just repeating exactly what the AI gives you. Generally, especially the biggest sort of graduate and student employers get thousands and thousands of applicants every year. And so if they've got the same kind of ChatGPT generated answer to one of their application questions, they're going to know if you've done the same thing. And it means that ultimately you've probably not put much effort into your application, and therefore you would be rejected from the process. Do employers use AI detection software at the moment? The answer to that is maybe, but those types of tools aren't particularly prevalent in the market at the moment. There are tools that you may have even come across at university, like Turnitin, that might check for plagiarism and that kind of thing. Also, online assessment tools will likely have safeguarding in place to check for suspicious behavior. So for example, it may check if you're leaving the browser tab too many times or answering a question too quickly, then it may kind of give you a score or metric around suspected cheating. It's more if your answer is very, very similar to what a tool like ChatGPT is giving, but I think that's probably likely to change in the near future. So although not for screening candidates, employers probably are using AI more and more now, as the rest of the world is, but they'll be using it for automating other basic processes in the team. So scheduling interviews with lots of people in their calendar, writing job descriptions and job adverts. But yeah, it's more for those kind of basic processes than actually assessing a candidate and selecting the best one. So of course, this is all true as of now in spring 2025, but the world of technology and AI is moving incredibly quickly. And so I wouldn't be surprised if tools using AI to assess and select candidates are becoming more prevalent in the near future. So we'll see what happens there. But of course, at Bright Network, we'll always be advocating for the right use of AI and championing diversity and inclusion and ensuring that platforms that employers are looking at are making sure that they're not biased in any way. So in summary, employers aren't currently using AI en masse to assess and select the best candidates for their positions. They are using AI just to automate basic tasks and support them in their day-to-day role. If you enjoyed this video, then please do give us a like below, and in the comments, ask any questions that you want us to answer in the future.